What is up, guys? So I'm kind of starting a few little guitar tutorials, a little couple lessons, if you will. A few days ago, I did one on the introduction to the pentatonic scale, one of the modes of the pentatonic scale. And I was recently asked to do a little tutorial, or like a little walkthrough on chords. Not necessarily chord shapes, but how I get my fingering for like bar chords and so forth. So bar chords, you know, you have your standard chords that everyone goes over, like your E, your A, C. What a bar chord would normally be used for is if you want to change the key. You're not necessarily using a capo, but you need to use it in a different part of the neck to change the key of a chord. So let's say I want to change my E major. I'm going to bar the 5th fret all the way across to change the key of that to, it's going to be an A. And the question I got was, it was someone that was having a little bit of trouble getting this finger action down. So when I'm actually doing a bar chord, and I've had to kind of look at myself and watch myself do this, because to me, at this point, it's kind of like a second nature. I just do it. When I am barring the frets in front of the chord I'm trying to use, I do have my index finger rolled to the inside a little bit towards me, and I'm actually right in front of that fret. So just to show you, I'm kind of like this. I'm right by the fret itself, just on the outside of it, and that's, I'm actually using kind of the inside of my index finger. That's what's comfortable for me. So I'm not trying to go straight down and then kind of move my fingers out like this. I do have it kind of cheated towards the inside. And that makes it a little easier to get all the fretting behind my new chord down. Other than that, chords are going to be something that you're going to come across a lot while you're playing guitar, and you're going to want to do some clean chord shapes with your fingers. The best thing and the best technique that I can show you as far as just making any other standard chord is have your fingers spidered out as much as possible. You don't want to lay your fingers across the rest of the strings, because you're going to get an ugly sound, or it's not going to be quite fretted properly. It's going to be something kind of like that. You're going to get some muted strings. So you want to go outwards a little bit. For an example, you see my fingers. It's kind of like it's bougie. You got your pinky out. So with my fingers spidered out, you're going to get a much prettier chord, much cleaner chord. And any finger that I'm not using at the time, I do try to completely remove it from the board. So I just noticed like my pinky's way out here for an E chord, because I'm not using it for the actual chord shape itself. It's just going to prevent any unwanted mutings or any ill-fretted notes. And if at all possible, you want one finger per note in a chord. It is possible to use one finger for multiple notes in a chord. For example, I used to always I learned my G chord with my pinky on my bottom strings, my high strings. And as you can see, it looks very, very uncomfortable, and it's not a good technique. If you have one finger per note in your chord, it's number one, it's going to give you a much prettier, crisper note. It's going to give you a much clearer note, less chance of any mutings or anything like that. but it's also going to start to give you really proper technique, and it's going to work out the rest of your hands for other fretting. So a lot of this is really just practicing every day. Like I tell people, even if you aren't necessarily learning a song or really playing guitar, have the guitar in your hand. If you're just watching TV, just hanging around, have it, play some notes, kind of doodle around with it. It's going to give you a lot more practice than you actually think. And you're going to pretty quickly start to pick up some new skills. So thank you.